It's early in the morning. We're getting unloaded here, and actually I got unloaded pretty quick, so I guess they're doing their count. Whatever, my phone's probably gonna ring. So I'll make this as short as possible. You know, social media, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, whatever else is out there, TikTok, Patreon, I've never been on that, and whatever else is out there, I've never been on. I'm kind of new on TikTok, but got all these drivers, truck drivers, box truck drivers, and everybody, you know, looks up to somebody somehow, some way, and they start talking to you about certain things, and then you believe certain things, and you listen to certain things that they do, and then something happens in regards to something that they showed you or talked about, and then it doesn't go right for them. And I mean, it goes bad. Now, I saw this video of a dude, I don't know his name, I've seen his face a few times. Box truck guy. You know, he thought there was something like, I don't know. As far as the truck thing goes. You know, before I get there, a lot of box truck guys, I've heard them say this, and it's the biggest bullshit that I've heard. Now I made a post somewhere about pulling up in the truck stop, and there's all these box trucks just sitting around in random cities. Some of them just abandoned and beat the shit leaking. Oh, there's some bobtail semi trucks too. Somebody said, well, it's less maintenance. You gotta, and the way they worded it was like, oh, well, I just run it like a car, just crank it up, run it, go park it, and that's it. No, I'm sorry. You see these people with little fleets or whatever, food distributors or whatever, they run around just like some of you dudes do. They hit the bumps on the road just like all of us hit the same shit. All of us have pretty decent sized vehicles, and they got some weight to them, regardless of you being empty or loaded. So for somebody to have that idea where, well, there's no maintenance and this and that or whatever, here's maintenance. Yes, we have wheels, you have wheel seals, you have up seals, you have disc brakes, you have drum brakes, you have air compressor, you have a lot on some of these trucks, a lot of this stuff. Just like this damn thing. And I know some of y'all think y'all gonna like sneak around without doing certain things until you get your ass caught, right? Because some of you think, well, I don't need to get the CDL because of this and that, and then you don't even know what you don't even know what you're doing because you got the wrong kind of truck already. You got the U-Haul mentality, but you got a fuel distributor truck or whatever, or you know, something that's commercial over 26,000 pounds, right? On to the story that I saw. My man got caught. I don't know what state it was in. He had 7 violations. He was placed out of service. Right? He had a hub leak, wheel seal leak, shit leaking on the brakes. Maybe they can clean the brakes, maybe not. I don't know. Sometimes it got a little bit of oil on, you know, people clean them off. I've seen people put brakes inside of steamers and they came out like, ooh, damn, like nothing ever happened to them. And some they're just so damn bad or so damn low at the same time. It's like, yo, dog, you need new brakes. But your man here, I don't know what happened. Like I said, I don't know his name. I don't know his company name. I never looked him up, but I've seen him. And so you get put out of service for that and a gang of other shit. I don't think I ever had 7 violations ever. Maybe 2. Not as a person with his own authority, no. Maybe driving for a motor carrier somewhere back in the day. Maybe. I don't think not at Landstar. I might have had just one inspection and shit. That shit was made up in California. But 7. That means, yo, it was so crazy. One of them I know, I have an idea what was going on there, you know. Either I heard that right or I heard that wrong. You didn't have the name on both sides of the truck, you just had it on one side of the truck. On one side of the truck, that means, yeah, we know what you was doing there. Name not on, trademark name not on both sides of the truck. What the fuck are we doing? No sleeper berth. I'm sleeping on the floor and shit. I think they came up and saw me sleeping there. Then they asked me about this was the funny one right here. This is when some of y'all just need to stop. Just stop it. It said that that you're doing personal conveyance without explaining why you're doing a personal conveyance. Paraphrasing. He said, I think that's a gray area. No, it's not. It's not a gray area. Like, you see right there, that's what'll get your ass in trouble. I think that's a gray area. Personal conveyance. Yeah, I'm going to eat. Yeah, I'm going to the movies. Yeah, that ain't hard to put in. I don't even know how you got away with it in the first place without putting anything in. I don't know. But I know on mine, you gotta put something in there. Because what happens is you personal convey, right? You end up somewhere, and I've been questioned on this before. Let's say you're going north, and then all of a sudden, boom, you just get a load. You just personal conveying, all of a sudden now you got a load. I mean, do what you do, but I'm just telling you what it is. Because I've been asked this shit before in like Mississippi or Louisiana, wherever I was, Arkansas. I think it was Arkansas. I said, yes, I went to the casino and I hung out there for like a day or whatever. And then I was leaving, going, I don't know, westbound. Then all of a sudden, I got a phone call about a load, but I had to go all the way back east to go get it. So you gotta be on point when they stop you, when they ask you these questions, because then you start fumbling and bumbling, looking crazy, sounding crazy. They got you, boy. They got you. So yeah, I've been asked that before, and I think it might have been Arkansas, it might have been Colorado. You know, you gotta be on point. No, it's been 2 times I've been asked that, Arkansas and Colorado. One time they asked me in Colorado, yo, how'd you show up at the customer or whatever at the delivery and went off duty? Because I went off duty. I went to go watch the World Series at my people's house. I stayed there till the next day. Then I came back and got unloaded at the facility. And I showed myself on duty, yard move. That's it. All right. So you have to be fast and think. You gotta be sharp, because if you're not, they got your ass. One time I was in California, and they had me up there in Gilroy. I was pulling step deck, and I had some stuff up there. I forgot what it was. Equipment. Some of it was sharp. Some of it was beveled. For those that don't know what beveled is, it's kind of rounded off, you know, on the edges or whatever. And I I didn't put nothing on there because it wasn't needed. I had a rookie officer inspect me. He came back and got on my ass about the strap. Yo, it could cut. I said, no, it's not gonna cut. I was up there. I did the whole load. That's why them edge protectors are where they are, because those are sharp edges. And I have plenty of edge protectors. Now, if you want to avoid going back and forth with one of them, yeah, you can put them all over the load and be done with it. So then he wrote me up. I talked to another officer about it, and he was kind of like, you know, training. Go talk to the master officer or whatever up there. So I went over there. I asked him. I was like, yo, come out here and look at this. Pointed it out, whatever. He looked at it. No, that's not a violation. You have to know, because if you don't know, you will get cooked. And then you'll be sitting there saying things like, your boy, well, I think that's a gray area. It is not a gray area, because you couldn't explain why you did what you did. You know, now there's things like banning California, where I got stopped, and all of a sudden today was Pitman Arm Day, and I pulled up in there, and they inspected the whole truck, and nothing was wrong with the truck. This is why I know there was bullshit. They said, rock your steering wheel. I went like this. They never said how hard to rock it or whatever. He came out and said, your Pitman arm is loose. I said, oh, really? You know what's crazy about that? Because I just went to one of the a Landstar inspection when I was at Landstar. You think those that know, some of these Landstar inspectors or whatever at some of these places, now some of them is like, no, not happening. Sorry. Like, bro, I just came out of one, and you telling me the whole joint loose? Which was bullshit. You know what they did? They had a whole stack of damn Pitman Arm diagrams sitting right there at the scale office. I got them shit, went up, walked over to the office. And this is what happened. The officer walked right out of the bathroom. There's another officer sitting there. And I didn't know the Pitman Arm was sitting there on the stack. He walks out, he goes, Pitman Arm, huh? Wait, how the fuck do you know? Because it was bullshit. Well, there's a stack of them right over there. You can go do this and that. And there's a guy out back where he can bolt your shit back up, whatever. He can fix your shit. Oh, there ain't nothing wrong with my shit. You have to go over there because they wrote it up. So then, old boy went out there. He I think it's an old video, like 200,000-300,000 views. He unbolted it, bolted it, cleaned it off, bolted it back, right? He had sprayed it off with some brake cleaner or some shit. That was it. I think I said it was a lock nut or something. No, there was no lock nut. I was like, what the fuck? I pulled my truck back up. They put a sticker on my shit. I go about my business. You know, I took it back to Landstar and told Landstar about it. I said, yo, this is some bullshit right here. Like, this is bullshit. I just did my truck. Like, you telling me like a day later my shit broken? You have to look into that. You have to know your shit. Yeah, I ain't got it over here. You have to have your little book, so you'll know when they start, so you can challenge them on some of the shit they be doing. But anyway, with that said, man, your boy out there, hey, I know you did that one video I saw you try to use I don't know if it was a Penske truck or something, so you can get one of them clean inspections, and they said they don't do those no more when you go up there and get a demanding inspection. They got your ass this time on a real one. You just couldn't go up there and do a voluntary inspection. Y'all keep listening, if you don't get your ass in trouble.